This, over my shoulder, will be getting removed today. Eddie Howe, in his press conference, dropped an absolute bombshell. He still tries to support Isak, but it's clear that either the player is on strike or the players in the current squad do not want him back. Let's take a look at what Eddie had to say. Hi everybody and welcome back to the Toon Review. My name's Paul. This is the latest news and I've got up this morning and had to do a video straight away with regards to what Eddie Howe had to say last night. It was kind of a bombshell because he still shows support for Isak in public, but it is clear as day now that Alexander Isak does not want to play for Newcastle United. He wants to move. He wants to play for Liverpool. So in my opinion, we just get the sale done, get him out of this football club. Because, listen, there's sneaky stuff going on behind the scenes, okay? Because it came out from Romano and all sorts of other journalists that Isak had been offered a new contract during the week. Now, Newcastle United never announced that, not once. Nothing was said about that, and also Eddie Howe himself did not confirm that. So where is that information coming from? We all know that it's coming from Isak's agent or representatives to try and stir the pot again. There's no way on earth Newcastle United have said anything about offering Isak a new contract, yet it comes out in the press. And this has happened numerous times regarding Isak over the summer. It's clear that they're all working behind the scenes to make a big push to get Isak to Liverpool. And I think it fucking stinks from the highest point of a mountain. It stinks. Because it's very clear now that Isak's behaviour has been nothing short of disgusting and despicable towards Eddie Howe and our football club. And I did not actually think, and I've said this many, many times before, I didn't think that Isak was this type of player, that he was going to cause this kind of problems. But to be honest, from what Eddie Howe had to say last night, is it Isak on strike? I don't know. Because you've got some journalists interpreting that as Isak doesn't want to play for Newcastle. You've also got certain journalists coming out and saying, well, I don't think he's actually on strike, but he definitely wants a move to Liverpool. His head has been completely turned and he's now not interested in anything to do with Newcastle United. But many people could then turn around and say, well, isn't that just the same as being on strike? His head has been completely turned. He doesn't want to participate in anything to do with Newcastle United now. He doesn't want to play, doesn't want to train. So make of that what you will. But the whole crux of this is Isak's behaviour has been disgusting. And yes, you can talk about all promises were made to Isak, this and this and this about new deals and wages or whatever it is. But this player has acted in a sickly, disgusting way towards a manager who's done nothing but support him. And even last night, when Eddie was talking in his press conference, he still reiterated he would love to have Isak as part of the team. He would love Isak to play this weekend. He would love Isak to be involved next week against Aston Villa. He is still pushing the narrative that Isak can still be a part of Newcastle United. But if you look at the underlying words of Eddie Howe and how he said that the way the players are, the current squad at the minute, the feeling he gets from the dressing room is that Isak cannot be a part of it. So it is clear that the senior players and many, many other players in the squad do not want Isak back because of his behaviour. They find it disgusting towards their manager, towards the team, and this fucking badge more than anything else. And when you get a bad apple like this, it causes problems in the dressing room. Luckily, Eddie has nipped that in the bud by keeping Isak well away from the first team since he's been back in Newcastle. He's been on his own. He hasn't had anything to do with the first team, and that's the way it should stay. You get a bad apple like that, do not put him with the rest of the fruit. Quite honestly, get him away, get him out, get him in the bin. Because I've had it now. I feel so sorry for Eddie Howe because he's having to come out and front everything himself. And we know Eddie. He will not slam a player in public because he just won't. He's that kind of man. But behind the scenes, we know that he's got a bit of a ruthless streak. And whatever conversations that he's had with Isak last week, it is clear that Isak wants nothing to do with Newcastle United Football Club. And I think he has to go now. I do not see any future for Isak. Certainly the way he's behaved and the way Eddie's had to come out and speak yesterday, do we really want him back amongst the squad? Can you as a fan really forgive this behaviour now after what Eddie's had to say last night? I don't think anybody can. I certainly can't. I don't want Isak at Newcastle anymore. There, I've said it. I don't want him. As good of a player he is, a magnificent striker that he is, no one is bigger than Newcastle United Football Club. And the way he has acted towards a manager that took a chance on him a few years back, signed him from Sociedad, has brought him up to the player he is now, has worked closely with him over the years, and he gets shit on. So that name over my shoulder will be gone. Will be gone by the time we do the Matchday live show later on today, because simply had enough. And if you as a fan can see any way back for Isak, please let me know in the comments below, because I find this astounding now. You know, I want to know, do you think he's actually on strike, or do you believe sort of Eddie's other narrative that he's just keeping him away from the first team, and that he still believes there is a little bit of hope that Isak may come back? But there is a certainty now that he is not going to take part, if he's still a Newcastle United player, by Aston Villa next week. Isak will not be there. He will not be part of that, which means we look like we're going to start with a front three, and I think a few journalists said this yesterday. They expect the starting front three to be Barnes, Gordon up front, and Elanga on the right. That is not how anybody thought this season would start for Newcastle. We are desperately trying to get a striker in. And as I record this, the Visser deal is pushing forward. I think that gets done, by the way, guys. I think we eventually will sign Visser. But is Visser an Isak replacement, or is he more of a Wilson replacement? We still need that elite signing. We still need that elite striker. But time is running quickly out. But I'm sorry, I cannot forgive Isak for this. And I don't think any Newcastle United fan now can, because of the way he's acted, because of the way he's behaved. There is certain professional ways of going about this. He has acted like a baby. Now, I know he was probably promised a new contract, something else. He signed a new contract not long ago, remember? But obviously he was promised something else. It hasn't come to fruition because various people have now left the football club. It's in the hands of different people who think differently. And if it was only a verbal agreement, then I'm sorry, get on with it, Isak. But do not act like a big baby like this and shit on the club and the manager who has done so much for you in the last couple of years. Has defended you and still continues, by the way, to in public to say that there might be a way back. But I interpret it as he does not want to play for us. Whether that means on strike or not, I don't know. I couldn't give a shit. I don't want him anywhere near my football club. And I don't think anybody does now. If any Newcastle fan still wants Isak, then I'd love to know why. I really would love to know why, because this man is nothing but a snake. He is acting like previous people in the past who've decided, no, I'm bigger than Newcastle United, so I will make the decisions if I turn up for training or I make myself available to play. It doesn't work like that, pal. It doesn't work like that at all. And quite frankly, I don't care if we sell him now because I want him gone. And finding an Isak replacement is going to be impossible. You can't find another player like Isak because he's world class. But what you will get instead of that is people that want to play for the football club. And that's why I think Eddie said in his press conference last night that he gets the feeling amongst the dressing room that Isak isn't welcome and it's best to keep him away. And good on the current squad for doing that, making a stance, no matter how friendly they are with Isak. I think a lot of the players during the summer have got a shock with the way Isak has behaved. A huge shock, and have really been disappointed with his actions towards them as a squad and Eddie as a manager. We know the players love Eddie Howe. And this is when they come together as a family, as a unit, and stay tight-knit. When you've got a bad apple like that trying to create problems, just get him out the fucking football club. Get him gone, and get him gone soon. And let's just move on from this whole Isak saga, get new players in the door who want to play for this shirt and who want to play for the fans and want to give their dedication to the football club. Because right now, Isak is not that player. Get him out and get him gone. But leave me a comment below. What do you think about Eddie's comments? You know, do you want Isak gone now? Do you agree with me that he's a bad apple and he needs to be gone? What did you make of Eddie Howe's comments? What do you read into them? Do you think Eddie's just protecting his squad from the outside, but certainly from the inside? There is no way for Isak back. Let me know. But join us if you're watching this on Saturday morning. Join us for Matchday Live. Me and Billy at 3:45 as we take on Atletico Madrid with a kick-off at 4 o'clock. We'll have a lot more on this to discuss as well during the show. So make sure you tune in. But please leave a comment below. Leave a like if you've enjoyed the video, guys. And of course, if you are liking what you see, please do subscribe if you're not already done so. And help this channel to keep growing. But thank you very much for watching. We'll see you soon. Take care.